I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Good morning, sweet friends. It's Debbie. I am doing all the voiceover work this week because yesterday we lost all our audio. Yay me! So for the next 7 videos, guess what? I have to do voiceover. So let's just jump right into it. We are doing a recipe here for artisan bread. Now, this artisan bread does not require any kind of kneading, a stand mixer, a handheld mixer, anything like that. It just requires a bowl and a spoon, 4 ingredients, and a towel to cover it up with. Just make sure that it's sitting at room temperature between 75 to 90 degrees with a minimum of 2 hours, maximum of 3 sitting out. Don't want to let it go past 3 hours just because of the fermentation process. You could put it in the refrigerator overnight if you want to do the slow fermentation. I didn't try it that way. We tried it this way. We did it at 2 hours and it was ready to go. Now it will be a little loosey-goosey and it'll be a little wet. So don't be alarmed if it goes into your Dutch oven wet because it's going to firm up. You are going to do some special things to this recipe that you might not normally do in other recipes. This is going to be an artisan crusty bread. So I put steamed water in the bottom of the oven in a pan to be able to cause the rise of the bread, and it just makes such a difference in how moist it is when it comes out. It just makes everything better. So we put our Dutch oven in 30 minutes prior to us baking. Because we want our Dutch oven to be screaming hot, it's at 450 degrees. We put parchment paper in. We went ahead and flipped our dough inside of our screaming hot Dutch oven. Went ahead and kind of like put a little bit of flour on top, folded it a little bit. That's the maximum amount of touching that we did with our hands. And then put it in the oven with steamed water. We baked it with the lid on for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, remove the lid and bake it for another 12 minutes without the lid on. That gives it time for that steam to get in there and just kind of cause the dough to rise. And it just gives those little beautiful little air pockets in there. And it just makes it so much fluffier and larger and crustier. We removed it. It took us about 20-25 minutes for us to actually be able to touch this bread because it was so hot. 450 degrees. We removed it out of there and I cut it up. We used it to dip into our chicken pot pie. Morris put it on his plate and he put his lima beans over top of it. Just let it sop up. It's a great recipe for dipping. If you're going to use some kind of like a pimento cheese dip, if you're going to do soups, it's delicious, y'all. Please be careful when handling this pot coming out of this screaming hot oven because it's 450 degrees. It's very hot. So make sure that your mitts are dry because wet mitts will scald you. So please use caution. Also, when you're flipping your bowl over to have your dough fall into the Dutch oven, be careful around the rim so you don't burn yourself. Make sure you have dry mitts. Use caution. Enjoy this recipe. It is so worth it for whatever you want to dip with this bread. It is so yummy.
Crusty.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.